Dear Baseball, you have been a staple in my life for almost as long as I can remember. I fell in love with the small parts of the game from a young age, the sounds, the smells, and the excitement. Learning from my father to better my skills and seeing the process pay off is what drew me to it. From youth baseball, travel, high school, college, and now professional baseball, you have been a constant in my life. I fell in love again with the game playing for the name of the team on my jersey, playing for those who came up in organizations before me. Knowing that others paved the way for me is an aspect of the game that I love. The relationships and bonds you formed between me and my father, brothers, friends, teammates, and countless others is an aspect of baseball that I love. Though I've played for many different teams and across multiple state lines, you have always stayed the same game I fell in love with from a young age. You have brought joy, tears, trials, and errors, all of which have crafted me into the man I am today, showing me integrity, gratitude, and long-suffering throughout the successes and failures. You have helped me grow in my faith in God in ways I didn't think were possible from a game. You have taught me to have peace in the outcomes, whether good or bad, which is reflected into my life off the field. You have shown me that this is a platform not to boast about my own successes, but to share the experiences and lessons to others. In my eyes, there can't and won't ever be a more perfect game. This is what keeps me driven, that no matter what my last outing or performance was like, you give me the opportunity to go back out there and try again. Not looking for perfection, but an opportunity. Whether my last game is tomorrow or years down the road, I thank you for the game you are today. Sidney Ferry.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Dear Baseball. Dave Siseski, joined with Ben Gillard. Today, we got a guest, our first pitcher in the USPBL, Sidney Ferry. Sidney, thanks for joining us, man.
Good to see
Glad
you.
to have you on. So, we had a conversation a couple of weeks about having you on the pod, and you got some Tiger tickets, so. Got to go see Tarek Skubal?
Went down and watched Skubal pitch. It's a good game. Tigers win, so. Yeah.
I felt like that was a good excuse, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I can't make it. Tarek Skubal's pitching.
Skubal Day is a national holiday here in Metro Detroit. So.
Yeah.
So let's get into, your journey here in the USPBL, because that's what it's all about, your love for the game. And I know we were talking a little bit off camera about how you got onto the mound here, and there's a whole journey attached to it. Mm-hmm. But when you started off, first of all, you're from
Pawpaw.
Pawpaw,
Michigan. Yep.
It's root beer.
Yeah. Red's root beer.
You guys, you had a little bit of a connection there. You knew where that was at, and I'm like, I have never heard of Pawpaw, Michigan. Lived in Michigan my whole life, so we're talking like, how many people live there?
Small town.
Okay. Smaller than this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say like 4,000 or 5,000 maybe.
Okay.
I could be wrong. Yeah.
There's not a lot going on there, but it's your hometown. You love it, I'm sure.
Yep.
So your graduating class is like 100 people, 200 people, like.
Yeah. So I was actually I was homeschooled.
Okay.
So
nice.
Through high school, but I would have gone to Pawpaw, and I grew up with a lot of kids that we played baseball and stuff like that. So kind of a crazy thing is like my dad started a homeschool high school team separate from Pawpaw, from like my older brothers. So all three of us, I have two older brothers, we all played on that growing up until we went to college.
Okay.
So yeah.
So what was that like?
Yeah. Pretty cool. My dad was my coach for all 4 years, and we just have a really big like homeschool community there.
Yeah.
And so we had JV and varsity for, I don't even know, probably, I know all 4 years I was there, and it's still going to this day. So
I guess the first thing that goes to my head, there's a lot of questions, but like getting a schedule together for homeschool baseball, how does that, maybe you don't know how that happened, but like that just seems, for somebody that went to public school, you're like, how do you play sports?
Yeah.
Right? How'd that work?
My dad would call up teams and schedule.
Wow.
Yeah. So we would play, some of the local high schools, and we would also play other homeschool teams from Indianapolis, Grand Rapids, Summit, over here on the east side. Who else was in that? A couple other teams from Indiana, Fort Wayne, I think. And so we would play.
a lot more than I
we would
thought.
play them, yeah, like
Yeah.
double headers. Yeah.
I'm thinking in my head it was like, oh, Papa's got a couple teams, you know, in that area,
Yeah.
but no, you guys traveled
Yeah.
and played teams.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's almost like an extension of that travel ball.
Yeah, very similar. Yeah.
Did you have guys that were like just studs on the diamond that would specifically come to your home school team?
Yeah. We had some really good players.
Nice.
Yeah, for
Sydney
sure.
was one of them.
Yeah.
clearly.
Well, of
Yeah.
course.
So,
Yeah.
okay, so you were playing homeschool baseball, which is awesome. I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
As somebody that wants, I mean, I have a 1-year-old son, and I want to
Okay.
homeschool him, right? So
Sure.
he will be playing homeschool baseball. So
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you more questions about that off camera. But how do you get scouts that are looking at you? First off, who put that love for baseball in your life? Because it sounds like your dad had a
Yeah.
big part of that,
Yeah,
right?
definitely my dad. So I played Pawpaw youth baseball
Okay.
growing up from age 7 until 14, I want to say 13.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, I had 2 older brothers, so we would be down at the Pawpaw youth fields. I mean, on weekends, just pitching, hitting, fielding, catching, doing all of it. I mean, he let us pretty much try out every position we wanted to do, and
Nice.
and he just kind of guided us from there what path we wanted to take. So, like my older brother, he was first base pitcher, so
Yeah.
he was left-handed, so that kind of the route he went, and then I was more like shortstop, third, catcher, and then would pitch.
So he was
Yeah.
left-handed at first base?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. You don't see a lot
You
of
don't.
that, right?
You don't see a lot of those. I want to talk about you talked about all the positions you tried. You sort of had a unique thing in that you were playing two-way. You were playing catcher and pitcher.
Yeah.
Up through the start of college, right?
Yeah. So, I played travel ball, caught through travel ball, and then in high school, I would catch, pretty much the double headers, and then I'd throw one of the games at some point. And so, just kind of kept doing both all the way through high school, and then I did some of the PBR camps,
Cool.
prep baseball report,
Yep.
and then went to a couple college showcases, and that's basically how I kind of like talk to schools, and then get your name out there like that. And then the college I ended up at, I traveled over there and did one of their recruiting camps, and that's basically how I ended up there.
Somebody find you there and they're like, hey, we want to, because you went to what college?
Stevens Point.
Okay.
Yep, in
So,
Wisconsin. Yep.
How did that happen? Did they just make you an offer, like seeing you at a camp, or like?
Yeah, pretty much. I went and tried out as a pitcher catcher. I did both.
Yeah.
And then I threw a bullpen. Actually, our pitching coach, he was like, "Hey, like we got a spot for you. We'd like to have you here." So sat down, talked with the coaching staff for a couple hours after, and then drove back to Michigan, and then just kind of made the decision from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was there any other school you were looking at, or was it like always them and you knew you were going there?
Yeah, I talked to a few other schools before them, but Point has an incredible natural resource program. I wanted to go into forestry, so it just was a perfect match. So, yeah, that's kind of what.
It's
led me there.
beautiful up there.
Yeah.
It's so nice. What I have to imagine that stadium is like so pretty.
Yeah, there's trees around it, and it's right next to the dorms.
Well, they kind of have
So-
to have trees around it,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yep.
the forestry program.
Yep.
If you don't have trees there, like,
Yeah.
come on, guys, let's get this together.
There's classes on campus, so like we'd be playing a game in the spring, and they'd be like trimming the trees. Like there's like guys climbing out of the trees.
Like
and
during the
stuff.
game?
Yeah, during the game. Yeah,
Like, is it possible to hit a ball out there?
yeah. Oh yeah.
That sounds like my college. I lived in an apartment right over the left field fence
Okay.
at my college, and it would be like 8 in the morning on like a Saturday.
Yeah.
You've gone out the night
My
before,
gosh.
and it's metal bats, so you're just hearing clink,
Right.
clink as
Yeah.
BP's going on.
Yeah.
I just imagine like, hey, sign this waiver and go up in the tree.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
try not to get hit. Like,
Yeah.
I guess that's it. So you went there, and obviously you had some success there while you were doing both catching and pitching. When did you make the decision? You're like, you know what? I'm going to focus on pitching. Catching is over. Because obviously, if you want to take it to the next level, you're not going to do both of those, right? It's
Yep.
going to be really tough. What was that conversation like? How did that come about?
I went there in the fall of 2019.
Yeah.
So I two-wayed that first fall and I two-wayed that spring. And then we played 3 games. COVID hit, so our season got canceled. And then,
Yeah.
long story short, I was doing both kind of through COVID. And then came back that following fall. We had practice. And our coach at the time, he just was like, look, like, we really like you in the bullpen, and we think you have a lot of value there. And we had a couple really good catchers at the time
Yeah.
too. And he just basically kind of asked me if I wanted to go that direction, I guess. And he was like, I think you have a pretty high ceiling when it comes to pitching over catching. So I just kind of was like, yeah, I'm willing to jump in, and basically didn't look back since then.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
How have you noticed that just the experience as a catcher has helped you as a pitcher? Like, what do those mound visits feel like when you're with another catcher and you're like, I've done this before too. I know how to calm the pitcher down.
Honestly, it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, just kind of used to it. So it's never really been too big of a factor, I guess, as far as like psychologically for me as a pitcher versus a catcher. It's just kind of like I was used to that aspect. So then like going to the mound, I never really thought about it that much, if that makes any sense at all. So like, yeah, I mean, just kind of knowing that like as a pitcher you got to go through that stuff sometimes and reset. When a catcher comes out, that's usually what it is. It's just to kind of get a breather and like, all right, let's re-lock in and then go from there. Yeah.
I mean, it's like baseball. We talked about it, right? It's highs and lows. It's just a part of the game, right? Like, that's the beauty of baseball. Like, it's just you can be on top and then get slapped in the face with a little bit of humility, right?
Yeah.
So we had Ethan Kreisen on the show, and he said he likes to go and talk to pitchers and say, hey, what are you watching? What Netflix show or what, right? Like, take them out of the moment, right? Kind of just reset. But you seem really chill. And like I noticed on the mound too, you don't let your emotions take control. Have you always been like that?
Yeah. I think where a lot of that comes from is I think I got some of the better qualities from my dad. As far as like, he's very mellow. You never see him like act out. And so I think watching him as a coach too, because that'd be very frustrating the way all of us were in high school. And, never seeing him lose his temper. I think just being around the game and seeing that really helped as far as like sculpturing my game. So, just knowing that you got to stay within yourself and execute the next pitch and not get too far ahead. So
I was gonna say, what is it like having a childhood with a mellow dad? I did not have that. My dad was like total opposite.
Yeah.
He was my coach, and he was like in high school as well, and he different style. But I see that play out with you, and I just think that plays into your game and makes you an even better competitor, right? And sometimes fieriness it'll help an athlete as well. But I feel like being a pitcher, if you can calm yourself down, right? Whatever you want to do, whether it's breathing differently or just thinking about something, trying to go batter to batter, you're going to have a lot of success.
yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I think we've seen that from you already this season multiple times. Is there, like Dave just mentioned, is there any process that you go through just to keep yourself sort of level-headed throughout a game?
Typically, it's just not thinking too far ahead and just staying like, okay, I'm going to try and execute this pitch right here and then execute it and then go to the next one. Pitch to pitch, not trying to get
Nice.
too far down the road. So
Yeah.
Because it's the what-ifs that get you.
Like, people don't know we're filming this. Kyle Williams is in the area too, so we're not going to give too much of your. It's like we got a pitcher catcher thing going on, and we're very well aware of that. So we won't go into the detail much, because those are your secrets, right?
Sure.
And same for Kyle's. You got to leave the room. No, I'm kidding. But it's all fun here. And listen, I want to kind of like wind it up with that, like end it with that. Wind it up would be the beginning, but end it with that is that real baseball side of things, right? We see you guys having fun, but making sure that we respect the game as well, for what it is, right? For you guys coming here in a league, how has it been? Just kind of, you played here last year, totally different league, right?
Yeah.
What we're trying to bring more people into the stadium, right?
Sure.
And see all the talent out there. What's been the biggest hurdle for you with that?
just getting used to it as a pitcher, like
Yeah.
that guys aren't trying to do anything that's against you necessarily. Like
Yep.
in college, it's a different ball game. But here we're all still trying to be professional and
Of course.
and
Of course.
just bringing in new fans. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's still the game once we get in between the lines. So
Right.
just
Yeah.
kind of keeping it there,
Finding that line,
Yeah.
right? And I like that. I mean, I think it's like you hear a lot of pitchers in Major League Baseball, they give up a home run in years past, and a guy will, they say pimp the home run a bit,
Yeah.
right? Maybe they go up a little high the next at bat,
Yeah.
but things are changing a bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
guys are celebrating more. So is that tough to kind of change that over? Or
Yeah, I mean, it definitely can be,
Yeah.
especially like in college, you're kind of in that, there's things you do and you things that you don't.
Of course.
So
Yep.
and I mean, same thing as a pitcher. I've never been a guy to like really celebrate anything.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like I want to go out there and perform, and
of course.
I'll let that kind of speak for itself. So,
Yep. Yeah.
I think that's just kind of the way I roll. But if other people want to do it, that's
That's what makes the game so special, right? All the different
It
personalities.
really is. I was going to ask if there was ever going to be a moment where you would celebrate, but you just answered that. Just let it speak for itself. So great to talk to you. So great to learn about your journey. And I think this has just been great time. We talked about the real baseball, real fun, the way you went from being a catcher to being a pitcher, just how calm and cool, and we can see it here.
Yeah.
It's on your mind. You just let your game speak for itself, and I think that's gonna come through. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Dear Baseball. Please subscribe to us to get just every episode. Peace.
See you guys.